Hello students, and welcome back to English Literature A Click Away. So we have this poem by John Donne, A Valediction-Forbidding Mourning. This is also known as a farewell poem. Why so? Because John Donne, it is said this poem was written when John Donne was leaving for France and he was leaving his pregnant wife behind. So he is forbidding his wife not to mourn their parting. And he tells her why she should not do so, why she should not mourn their parting. And it is again a typical John Donne poem of metaphysical poetry. We see a lot of comparisons here, again about love, his love towards his wife. Now this time, out of many poems, now here it is his love towards his wife, not a lover, and how his love for his wife or their love is compared to different things. And we'll look into it. So the summary goes like this. This poem is written in 9 stanzas and we'll look into each one of them one by one. Now this is how he starts. As virtuous men pass mildly away and whisper to their souls to go, will some of their sad friends do say, the breath goes now, and some say no. Now he starts with a simple comparison. He says that as virtuous men, now people who are virtuous, when virtuous men go, when they pass, now there are some people who, some of their friends were sad and who don't want them to go, and there are some who say please don't go. So while now here going can also mean death of people. Now will some of their sad friends do say the breath goes now, and some say no. Their friends, the virtuous men's friends, are sad and they might say the breath goes now, and some say no, and they think that he's going to die now, and some others say that no, he's not. Now the second stanza. So let us melt and make no noise, no tear floods, nor sigh tempests move, to a profanation of our joys, to tell the laity our love. Now here he says that so let us melt and make no noise. Now he is leaving his pregnant wife behind and leaving for France. So he says make no noise, that is he's forbidding her from crying and making noises about their parting. He said let's just melt and let's just feel this moment, and no tear floods, don't cry, don't sigh, nor sigh tempests move, to a profanation of our joys, to tell the laity our love. He says profanation is insult. He says it would be an insult to our joys, that whatever joyous time we have had, it would be an insult to that, and our love is not valid for that insult. And then the next stanza is, moving of the earth brings harms and fears, men reckon what it did and meant, but trepidation of the spheres, though greater far, is innocent. Now here we see the metaphysical characteristic. Now he is bringing in the rotation of earth. Moving of the earth brings harms and fear. He says that when the earth is moving, or he might also mean the earthquake, now it brings harms and fears. So he says that earthquake causes fears and people are scared, frightened after the earthquakes or during the earthquakes, and people keep keep wondering what it might mean. But there are n number of planets revolving in the universe, entire universe, and they are all harmless and unnoticed. Like they might be moving in top speed, higher speed than Earth, but though greater far is innocent. So these fears are planets. He's talking about other planets. The trepidation is greater than the Earth's rotation or shaking, but it is innocent. It is not causing any harm or fear in people's hearts or mind. So he's saying what we see pains us, but what we don't see, what we don't feel, will not pain us. So he's saying that let our love not be like earthquake, let it be like the trepidation of spheres. Now coming to the fourth stanza. Now he's comparing their love, that is his wife's and his love, with other lovers' love. He says, dull sublunary lovers' love, whose soul is sense, cannot admit absence, because it doth remove those things which elemented it. Now he says that other lovers who sublunary is who can change. Now other lovers, sublunary lovers, their love can change and so they cannot tolerate absence because they fear that their love for their lover might wean off or go away, and that is why they are scared and cannot tolerate absence because they are attracted physically. If the person is physically present, only then they can feel the love, and that is why they fear the absence. But we are different. He says we are not physically attached. We are in love with each other's soul. So even if we are not present in front of each other, it will not reduce our love for each other. He says because though other lovers, they fear that their love will change for their lover if he or she is not present in front of them, because their main basis of love was physical. That is why they are scared. And ours is a different case. Our love is not based on physical attraction. It is based on our souls are in love with each other. So that is what he means. Coming to the 5th stanza. But we by a love so much refined that ourselves know not what it is, interassured of the mind, care less eyes, lips, and hands to miss. Now he is again further explaining that how is our love different from others. He says, we by a love so much refined, our love is very refined. It is not based on physical attraction. We do not know what it is. We are also not aware how we have fallen in love with each other. And we are so much in love, our souls are so much in love with each other that we are not going to miss physical features or physical presence in total. We are not going to miss any physical features, like we won't care for the eyes, lips and hands, and hence we will not miss them. We care less for eyes, lips and hands to miss. Now next in the 6th stanza he says, our two souls therefore which are one, though I must go, endure not yet a breach, but an expansion, like gold to airy thinness beat. Now, we see a mention of metallurgy here, like gold being beaten to thin airiness, like it is being made into sheets. So we again find a metaphysical characteristic here. So he says that our souls are two, but yet we are one, and there is no break. Like there is no differentiating between you and me, but we are just expanding. It is not that we are parting, we are expanding. Like there is no crack, there is no difference between you and me, there is no differentiating. What our parting means is that we are expanding. How? Like the gold is beaten into thinness, it is made into sheet. Now he's comparing his love to gold. See, gold is a precious metal. He's comparing their love to gold. He says the more the gold is beaten into thin sheets, it is made into beautiful ornaments or jewelry. So he says like gold to airy thinness beat. So we are expanding, our love is expanding like gold is beaten into when it is beaten into thin sheets. Now coming to the 7th stanza, he says, if they be two, they are two so, as stiff twin compasses are two. Thy soul, the fixed foot, makes no show to move, but does, if the other do. Now there is another one. These lines are very important, students. Now, if they be two, there are two so. Now he's comparing their love. A very important metaphysical characteristic. He is comparing their love to a compass. Now compass is an instrument that is used for making circles in mathematics and geometry. So you find a compass in your geometry box. So he says that if they be two, who are they? Their souls. He says if our souls are two. Okay, if you say that we are different, we are two souls, but yet they are such different that they are joined. They are twins of the compass. Like you are one leg of the compass and I am the other. So thy soul, you are the fixed one. He is leaving his wife behind and going to France. He said you are the fixed foot of the compass, which stays at one place and makes no show to move and doesn't move, but it does if the other foot does. This is even if you say that we are two different souls, then it is we are like twin legs of the compass. You are the fixed one which doesn't move, and it only moves if the other one does, that is if I do. In the 8th stanza he says, and though it in the center sit, yet when the other far does roam, and it leans and hearkens after it and grows erect as that comes home. See now, what an imagination. he has compared their love, his wife and himself, as the legs of the compass. Now he has said that his wife is the foot that is fixed. Now he says, and though it in the center sit, that is his wife. He's saying, though you are at the center, you sit at the center like the center foot of the compass, though you are in the center, yet when I move away from you, when the other is, he's talking about himself, where other far doth roam, when I move away from you, you lean and hearken after me. That is, you lean towards me, you will yearn for me more. So that is what he means. He said it leans and hearkens after it. So the center foot that is fixed, it leans towards the one that is moving away. So when you use a compass, you have seen that when the center foot of the compass, although it is at the center, it leans towards the one which is moving away and making a circle. So he says, although you are at the center, when I am moving away, you lean towards me and hearken after me. That is, you yearn for me. And when I come back home, you are erect and grows erect as that comes home. Now coming to the ninth stanza. Here he says, such wilt thou be to me, who must, like the other foot, obliquely run. Thy firmness makes my circle just, and makes me end where I begun. Now he is saying that you are such a foot of the compass for me, such a foot for me that your firmness makes my circle just. Only because you are firm to the center, I can move around. If the central foot is not firm, the circle will shake. There will not be a circle made. So he says your firmness. Now firmness here can also mean his wife's love towards the poet, her faithfulness. He says thy firmness, your faithfulness gives me strength and I can move about. Your faithfulness is the one that makes me come back to you. So he says a circle is only made when the two legs are supported by each other. So a circle or the two legs together. So now here it can also mean that bringing me back to you can also mean that we can make a circle together, or at the end the two legs come together. So that is how he has compared his love and his wife and himself to the feet of the compass, the legs of the compass. And this is very vivid imagination by John. And I mean, you can even picturize a compass and how he has compared the movement of the legs of the compass with the movement of himself and his wife. I mean, the relation between his wife and himself. So it's a wonderful poem, and it's important for examination also, from examination point of view. So please go through this. Now, if you want to know more about the metaphysical poetry and its features, I'm sharing the link in the description box, and if there are any doubts or you want to have a summary about a particular poem, please drop a comment and I'll try my best to give you the summary. Thank you so much, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.